Welcome to the Fret Frontier. Today we're continuing on our series of moving, sitting on the dock of the bay from the 6-string guitar to the 4-string baritone ukulele. We're doing the third part of that song today. Before we get started, I want to mention that part 1, the tablature had an error in it, so if you have pulled down the tablature before this video came out, please go check it again and get the updated tablature. All right, so let's go on to the third part of Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. That part goes like this. Looks like nothing's gonna change. Everything remains the same. Can't do what 10 people tell me to do. So I guess I'll remain the same. And then that brings us back to that sitting here resting my bones. Okay, and then while that's going on, there is another guitar playing fills that sound like this. So we'll see what we can do to honor both of those parts and combine them a little bit together on the baritone ukulele. So meet me on the baritone ukulele. So we only need a few chords to play this. We know most of them already. We have our G, we're going to play that. We have a D, and you can finger that any way you'd like to. And then we're going to do the C. All right. Then we're going to have an alternate version, another inversion of this G chord. And the second time we play the G chord, we're going to come up here on the 7th fret. And the way that I'll be fingering this is I'll have my 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the 1st string of my 2nd finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string and my little finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. And you'll see why I choose that fingering when I break it down for you. But what I'm going to do is play the part that we'll be learning through for you first. You can pick out the parts that you want to work on, whatever parts feel difficult. Okay, so here we go. 2, 3, 4, 1, beginning of the verse, the first verse part that we're doing. Okay, so let's walk through that. We start off with our open G chord and our finger picking pattern that we're already used to. So we'll be going 4th string, 2nd string, down, up the first 2 strings. 4, 2, down, up. Same thing on the D chord, and we start the same thing on the C chord. And then we go halfway through that pattern for the C chord. Okay, the C chord bass notes have changed just a little bit. So notice that we're doing 4, 3 instead of 4, 2 when we get to that C chord. 4, 3, down, up, 4, 3, down. Okay, then we're going to blend in a little bit of what that 2nd guitar is doing with the fills. Okay, so we're going to take this 5th fret where we have the 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the 1st string and the 2nd finger on the 5th fret of the 3rd string, and we're going to slide that up to the 7th fret because that's what the other guitar would be playing if we had 2 guitars doing this. So we're trying to do it as a standalone version and combine the 2 parts together a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go 5, hit 5 together, and do that slide. Okay, so we'll end up hitting that 5th fret 2 times. Starting off, it's a little easier to get that momentum to come up to that 7th fret. If you go ahead, hit 5 and 5 together, then do it again, and count that as part of your slide. So 5, 5 to slide up. 5, 5 again to slide up to 7. Watch that one more time. 5, 5 up again to slide to 7. And then what's going on the right hand is the thumb is doing your bass string, which is a 3rd string in this case, and the 1st finger is doing the 1st string. Okay, so after we get up there to that 7th fret, we complete our D chord, which is why I chose that other fingering. Now you can do this differently, okay? If you're a person that likes to do this as a bar chord, you can also do the slide and just complete your bar when you get up here. So you can choose whatever fingering is easiest. But for me, this is the easiest fingering because I'm coming from this C over here, and all I have to do then, after I'm coming from the C, is move that 2nd finger over to my 5th fret on the 3rd string and bring my 3rd finger down. So to me, that's more economy of motion and comfort in my hands. So I'm choosing to use that. Okay. So let me go through that slide again. 5, 5 together to get up to that 7. Then we're going to hit our 2nd string where we've got our little finger there completing the D. And then we do our down up on the first 3 strings as we usually do. Now we're going back down to the D shape that's like this. That's over on the 2nd fret. And we'll go 4th string by the time, and that gives us a grace period, right, to get down here. So then let's do those couple of measures together. This is the hardest part of this section. So once you get this, you're home free. So we're doing this slide. Slowly up to G, down, up, back down to D, C. And that repeats, that little phrase. Back to the D and the C. And then we finish that measure off with C, this F, and this is our F bar chord. Okay, so pause briefly here. First finger across the 1st fret of the first 2 strings, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string, 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 4th string. Same finger picking pattern we've been using, just adapting it for our bass notes. So it is 4, 3, down, up, 4, 3, down, up, D chord, 4, 2, down, up, 4. And then if you want to, I'm doing it, you can do it as well. We're going to add a little slide to go back into our bass note. And what I'm going to do is just grab this 7th fret of my 3rd string and let it go down to the open note. And that starts my verse. So I'm doing this 7th fret slide from my 3rd string to open, which is the first note of my verse. Sitting here, okay, resting my bones. All right. Okay, so let's go through this bridge. The 3rd part, we'll play it together. I'll go slowly, and then we'll be done. We can do the whole song end to end on 4, 2, 3, 4, 1. Those last couple of notes are the pickup into our verse. All right, get that 3rd part down, and then join me in the next episode where we play it end to end. I'll see you there. Thank you so much for joining me.